Okay, good morning. This is BJ Ando along with Joe, who's a little ahead, from Out and About on the Recumbents, and we are on the Sinton Trail, and we're going to go through what we call the tunnel, and then up the Sinton Trail up to 30th Street and Garden of the Gods. So let's get this party started, and as we like to say, let's ride. Got the trail behind me there. Like I said, we're going to go into the tunnel here. I got to switch you over so I can ring my bell. Got to make sure there's no bicycle coming, because this tunnel is only one bike wide. Although it's much better now that they put the better lighting in, I'll tell you. So yeah, like I said, this is the Sinton Trail, S-I-N-T-O-N, and it's a east and west trail. I'm about ready to come back out in the daylight here. Bit of a bump. Okay. Put my darker shades down here. So yeah, I'm checking out my or using the handheld camera mount again. We're on a very bumpy older section of the trail here, so there's going to be a bit of movement no matter what. No matter how I had it mounted, there would be a bit of movement. We'll be going up a pretty good slope here very quickly. You can see it's a very high-end area. The houses are like monsters, and the other side is the back side of High-Tech Drive, and these buildings up here are, well, some different manufacturers, a health place, and then the El Paso County Citizen Center, which used to be the Intel plant, but that was many decades ago and it folded. It's so funny, you know, because right now there's a big old shortage of chips worldwide, and they could probably use the capacity for the for getting out more cars and all this other stuff. But yeah, like I said, we're just I've got to go over to our recumbent dealer, Angletech. It's A-N-G-L-E-T-E-C, Angletech, and their website is www.cycledifferent.com, and they are definitely one of the top 10 recumbent and adaptability dealerships and services in the United States. They're not as big as some of them, but those boys know everything. The owner's name is Kelvin, and the main what I call the main mechanic, or the main technician, is Kirk, and then what I like to call the assistant manager is Josiah, and then they have a new salesperson. Her name is Jackie. Very nice. If you have any questions, look them up on the internet, give them a call. They can answer everything. They can ship anywhere in the United States. They have several different, got a bike back. Morning. Clear? But yeah, this whole sand colored building up here all the way to clear over there used to be the Intel plant. And yeah, it's when Colorado Springs was going to become Silicon Mountain, you know, instead of the Silicon Valley out in California. There's a huge drainage ditch here. I mean, this thing's probably, well, at least 15 to 20 feet deep. So you definitely don't want to go over the side for any reason. I'm going to give you a little bit of, here's a different view. Turn this around here. Yeah, one real nice thing about this particular grip is that it's rubber. So, and it has indentions in it, just like a hand grip. And then it does turn into a, a very short tripod. So if I needed to, you know, to put it, I could like put it up in front of me and then drive by it and come back and get it, which would be kind of cool. That's the kind of stuff that Ryan Doozer does for his Get Out There YouTube channel. He's a really cool dude. That guy does everything. Right now he's in Sweden touring the backcountry because he's a backpack. You know, he's a what I call an MTB or gravel bike backpacker, hardcore. His last trip was in South Africa, so the man gets around. Now he might be back in the States because he was going to have to interrupt his Swedish tour and come back and do Ragbri, which is the ride across Iowa, which is unreal from my understanding. You know, they have like 20, 30,000 bikes, you know. I mean, that's just unreal. I mean, the biggest group I've probably ever been involved with is maybe a couple of hundred. So you can imagine 20,000 bikes. I mean, they literally have to shut down the roads. So they have a route across the entire state of Iowa. It's like 400 plus miles. You know, it's several days. I guess it's a week long, yeah, so it's 7 days. And it's over 400 miles. And Iowa is not perfectly flat. Has lots of rolling hills. So, but yeah, I guess it's just total insanity on wheels. I really don't have any wish to do it. It's not my kind of thing. I don't really like that many people, that big of crowds. And with Joe being a type 2 diabetic, it makes it kind of hard, you know, because they don't have a lot of places to stop and get, you know, Joe needs, you know, fresh vegetables, you know, cooked and you know, leaner meats and, you know, all the sauces and everything we use are sugar-free, and I'm sure in the middle of Iowa that's not going to be easy to find. So we would have to carry a lot of stuff with us, which would make these trikes extremely heavy, which really wouldn't be much fun. Here comes somebody coming down the trail. Morning.
Morning.
And give you another wheel's eye view here. Turn it around slowly. I'm finally starting to get used to having to turn it around slowly. Because, you know, when you first do this, you want to whip it around real quick, you know, and get it out of the way. But now, if you turn it too fast, it'll pixelate real bad. You're going to get some pixelization because I have to cross from one hand to the other so I can shift to lower gears, because we're going to go up a pretty mean little grade here. And normally I shift down even further, but I can't get to the other one right now. And right now it's not bad, it's only a 3.4. And then it dropped a little, now it's now it's 5.2, 6.8, 8.6, 7. It's amazing how it changes, you know. Now Jo has e-assist, so she can definitely get up the hill easier than I can. And she's being very mellow. She could have been up here a long time ago. She's staying in like 1 out of 5 levels, you know. And like I said, this is the old Intel plant. This is now the now the El Paso County Citizen Center. I think that's what it is, something like this, Citizen Service Center or something like that. So it's good because it was empty for quite a while. Now there's, say hi to SpongeBob. Somebody's art on a box. And yeah, another cool thing is a very good old friend of mine and Joe's, Alan Beauchamp, had an original, you know, GoPro Hero camera, you know, not a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, but an original. So it's been around a long time. And but he had the attachment that these older GoPros have to have a screen in the rear, you know, like almost all the newer ones already have built in, but the old ones didn't, at least because this camera I'm using now is a GoPro Hero 3 white version. What that means, I don't know, except for maybe it's not black colored, you know, it's silver colored, but you'd think they'd call it silver and not so we're stopping for a water break here after we climbed that incline. We're going to be heading up. Sinton Trail turns into basically a double wide sidewalk all the way up Garden of the Gods Road. Okay, dear. And that's the old well, it's like 2 or 3 places now, but it used to be the old Hewlett-Packard plant. But now it's like part Agilent, part something else, and like I said, there's that area up there on the hill, though, they call the Scar. A little history, back in the 1930s, you know, Colorado Springs wasn't very big, and they decided they needed gravel, you know, because they were starting to build roads, you know, paved roads. They needed gravel as a base. So they said, well, heck, nobody lives out here. This is way out in the middle of nowhere. And so they, you know, they scavenged off the face of this foothill, and of course it left a great big old scar. And they've tried to, you know, they've put a lot of work into, you know, putting trees, or, you know, putting bushes and trees and stuff up there to try to eventually hide it, I guess. This is the Space Foundation Discovery Center for the Space Foundation. All about being someplace else beside Earth. So I've heard it's really good inside. There's Pikes Peak up there. And like I said, this is considered part of the Sinton Trail, but it's basically just a double wide sidewalk. And I'm doing this to check out the new back screen. I guess I didn't finish that, but yeah, so I took the back screen because he actually had it on his on the old original GoPro, and lo and behold, it actually works with the two. I mean the three. So now I can actually see what I'm shooting. That's really nice. Before, with this particular camera, I was just stuck. Gear up one here. There we go. And then I'll have to switch the gear down. They've got a few businesses, and this over here is all manufacturing of some sort. There used to be a company called 11and12. Oh, it's cool. We got a tandem coming down. Howdy. Joe and I have had a couple of tandems. We had in 2011 we bought an upright Trail 900 recreational tandem. And we really liked being a tandem team, but with my arthritis, I was having a real hard time holding up the, you know, because when you're on a tandem, if you're the captain at a stoplight, you have to hold not only yourself up, but your stroker or co-rider up, and of course the weight of the bike and whatever you have on it, you know. So it was just too much for my knees, man. My knees would just ache so bad by the time we got done with the ride. Okay. All right. Well, hey, this is BJ Ondo from out and about on the Recumbents. Working with a different camera this time. This is an original GoPro Hero with no number, you know, GoPro Hero 0. And I've put it in, this one came with a case, clear case, and I noticed on yesterday's video it basically, the wind noise was terrible if you went in a different direction. So I decided to, and that's with the GoPro Hero 3 camera. Like I said, this is an original, I mean very original, and so I'm trying this one because of the case, and see if maybe that helps with the wind noise so bad. It does have some slots in the back that should make it so I should be able to you guys should be able to hear me. That's what I'm trying to say. Sorry. Going uphill, I'm tired. We went go ahead, Joe. We just got back from grocery shopping, and I have to pull the trailer full, you know, about a 20-pound trailer, 25-pound trailer with about 30 pounds of you know, canned goods, heavy meat, you know, meats, all that kind of stuff in it, plus ice. We have ice bags, or the cold bags, but then we have ice, I don't know what you call them, the ice things you put in the freezer and freeze. Ice we'll just call them ice blocks. And so, you know, we had to get it home, and there's one huge uphill grade. I mean, it's a booger. It's about 9% for about 4 blocks, and maybe even 5 blocks. So technically half a mile. Now through the tunnel, since we're going to Angletech, we're back on Sinton. We didn't accomplish our mission yesterday. We had to, well, we were supposed to pick up a old, well, basically it was a headrest post off a cat trike that a friend of mine, Toby, I don't know Toby's last name, I have to find out, but he goes by Pitmaster Toby on YouTube. If you ever get a chance, check out his channel. Not only does this man do marvelous grilling and smoking and different cookings of meat, he has his own, he and his wife own a cafe on post at Fort Carson here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. But he's also one heck of a trike rider. I mean, this man will go anywhere. This man has a Cat Trike 700. We're going to go into the tunnel now again. So you get to see the inside the tunnel here. Kind of cool since Joe's in front of me this time. Like I said, I'm using the handheld mount. I just got tired of the side-to-side movement in the with the helmet mount, you know, which is on a trike, it's just kind of a natural thing, you know, because you're pumping straight out. Okay, I got a little bit of an incline, so I got to speed up a little. Jump up here. Oh wow, they're putting in new cement wall, because that's a deep ditch, man. I mean, it's deep, deep, deep. Okay, I got to flip here because I got to change gears. And I may not be able to make this. We'll have to see. Now, I'm going to have to roll it back, as the Charmin commercial says. Come on, come on. Sometimes it doesn't really have reverse, but if you have a little bit of a downhill angle and you spin the pedals, it will pick up. And Joe's already up here. So basically what we're doing, we just came off of the Sinton Trail and we're jumping on the sidewalk, and we're heading up to Angletech to get that headrest, because the owner didn't leave a note on it that it was here, that it was supposed to be for me, and the crew that was there yesterday didn't know anything about it, so they were a little afraid to give it to me. Not that they thought I was stealing it, but you know, that might not be the right one and it might belong to somebody else. So no problem. Luckily Angletech's not too far from where we live. It's about it's right at 4 miles, right in that neighborhood. So we decided to get our shopping done this morning because we were out of everything food-wise, which is typical because we're on Social Security retirement. No, we don't get disability, just our earned retirement. We earned every dime of it, I guarantee you, with 40 years of cruddy jobs. And so, you know, when they say it's an entitlement, they're full of you know what. We earned it. And but sometimes we don't get paid. People think you get paid once a month. Well, sometimes you do, but on other times it's like 6 weeks. between paydays. And let me tell you, that gets to be a long couple of weeks. And we literally run out of everything. It's a shopping center across the road here. We're going to be heading up that way eventually once we get out of Angletech, because we've got a coupon for a free Whataburger here in this is one of the new ones that they just built. They're in fact, you know, we didn't even have any Whataburgers till this summer, and they're building 5. But they don't kid around from Texas. They build, when they come in, they you know, they just bang 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 bang, they build them up. And they've got one up that's going to be built by us where we live, so that'd be kind of nice. That's the foothills, and there's Pikes Peak. Now you can kind of see it, but I have no idea what the lens capability of this old camera is. Probably not very good. And I know that even my GoPro 3 doesn't have an EIS system for stabilization, so I can't really do much as far as stabilization goes. I do have a stabilization, I guess you'd call it, app on my Movie Maker Pro video production program. But I've done it a couple times, and I have to say I'm not really impressed. It doesn't seem like it does much. So until fortune favors me, probably about the same time that my wife finally does win that Powerball, I'm not going to be able to get a GoPro 11. So I am happy with having this, because for several years I couldn't even afford an old GoPro. I had a $30 special from Amazon as a Cam Park 4K Ultra. The one thing I like better about it is that it had a lot better speed. You could actually go up to 4K on that one, where, you know, this one here, its max speed is 1080p, which is okay. I got no problem with 1080p. I like 1080p because, you know, I mean, a lot of people don't have 4K TV sets. So flip around this way, give you a little bit of a side view there. A little better view of Pikes Peak right there. Yeah, pretty majestic looking. All the snow's gone because it has been hot, hot, hot here the last few days, which is much better than rain, 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 which it was for the last couple of months. So, but yeah, we're into the parking lot now. This is actually several buildings worth of parking lot, but we're heading over to Angletech, which is that medley looking building. I can't give you the color of the roof. I'm going to say green, but I'm colorblind, so you'll have to forgive me. Yeah, we'll pick that up, and then we'll head over to Whataburger. So, but yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of testing out this camera and see if this clear case will block the wind noise. And plus to see what kind of picture the old camera puts out. So, all right, well, we're just about here at Angletech, so I'll be turning it off, and hopefully all the buttons worked like they're supposed to. All right. Now, like I said, this is Angletech right here. I'll give you the nickel shot up front here. Too bad you can't see the AZUB poster, because it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is our shop here. Go ahead and go over there, babe. Oh, actually, yeah, stay where you are. These guys are the best. I mean, they really are. They can do anything when it comes to a recumbent. It's very, very impressive what they can do, especially in adaptability for people. A friendly store. Lots of awards. Okay, well, give you a view in there, and I'm going to turn you off here. Damn it. That we ended up selling it, which was a real shame. And then when Joe had her major heart attack in 2019, she was too weak to do her own trike because we couldn't afford e-assist. Although we probably should have gone with e-assist and not done the tandem, because in the end it cost us about the same amount of money. We could have put e-assist on all the trikes we had. But, you know, hey, live and learn. But I wanted something where if Joe got tired at all, she could just quit pedaling. I take over, you know. Because on the end, so we bought a recumbent trike tandem. It's a big monster, man. It's 10.5, 11 feet long. But we had that for about a year. And it helped Joe recover big time. And she got strong enough to where she decided she wanted to get back on her own trike. So we ended up selling the tandem. And went back to single trikes. Which is good and bad. I kind of missed the tandem because it was really easy to talk to Joe. She's right behind you, you know. But this is the new Red Lake Brewery. They have a great patio here. I mean, it's got no, let's go up, go around and come back to it. And yeah, it's just a great patio. Nice restrooms. There's several different restaurants besides the Red Lake Brewery. Well, not restaurants, but little cafes, you know, like pizza place, So we'll take you up to 30th Street here. Now, at 30th Street, it actually changes names. It becomes the Foothills Trail, and that goes east and west. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Sinton's in north and south, so the Foothills Trail is in east and west, and it actually goes all the way by the Gateway Road, which is an entrance to the Garden of the Gods, and so it goes right by it, and it's now all concrete, and it's just really good. They really did a great job, because you used to have to go over Gateway Road, and you know, when the park is full of tourists, it was hard to get across sometimes. But now they tunneled under Gateway Road, and they this used to be a great big telecom, you know, telephone communications center. That bluish building over there. Can't remember the company. I guess they went bust. But you know, it wasn't AT&T. It wasn't any of the ones you see now. Something WorldCom. But okay, so now, voila, we are on the Sinton Trail, heading towards the Garden of the Gods. But we're going to turn around here and head back for the Red Leg Brewery. Stop and have a morning snack. And because, like I said, I have to go back that way and go to Angletech, so we're not going to continue like we would normally. Now the Foothills Trail is a lot of uphill, really good, really hard uphills, really good downhills. Okay, it is not a rail trail. It is not flat in the least. Just to warn you. And that rock type faced building over there is the Navigator's national headquarters, worldwide headquarters, I think. So like I said, now we're going to turn down this road here and head back over to Red Leg. Let you see Red Leg. Yep. So we're going to turn to your left here, go down this little back road here, back street, back road, whatever you want to call it. Got to get over here because somebody's coming. That gives you a pretty good view up here. Some multi-million-dollar homes up there on the hill. Come over here, there's a big old divot. That's the Red Leg Brewery, so it's huge, man. Like I said, big apartment complexes. This is a much more expensive end of town right here than where we live. It's funny because part of where we live is very expensive. It's one of the most expensive places in the whole city, but we don't live there. We live at the very end of the historic old North End, as they call it. And got a car coming, babe. And we're gonna go straight and sneak in from the back. Yeah, so we'll give you a little tour. And they have the little cafes and stuff in these different metal boxcars, you know. That's Oliver's Deli right there. A little too early for them to be open, any of these places. But they have like Sasquatch cookies, and they have the lobster trap. But that don't seem to be open very often. So we're going to cruise in here, and they also have a little boxcar set up for a Criterion bike shop in town, but I think it's mostly rentals. And that's Sasquatch cookies over there, and that's Red Leg Brewery right there. Go around on the outside. As you can see, they got a lot of stuff, and they have a complete inside. You know, you can get drinks and beers and all that kind of stuff. I think they have a little food, but I think most of the food's out here. Yeah, let's go over towards the bathrooms. So, looks like they're building a stage. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we have a bit of a maze here. And this is a little pizza place, high-rise pizza kitchen. It's quite good. And this is the burger bunker. Never had anything there. One of these I'm gonna have to try. So we're gonna go ahead and shut it down here and use the facilities. All right, thank you. Okay, so like I said, this is BJ, and that's Joe right there. And we're going to get us a snack here, and we'll let you, we'll come back to you later. Okay, looks like we're back on. We finished our Whataburger. Again, this is BJ and Joe Ondo from Out and About on the Recumbents. And like I said, we're testing out a different GoPro here. This is a GoPro Hero Original. GoPro Hero Zero, that's what I like to call it. We're going to get back on the Sinton Trail here. Just a little sidewalk here that helps us get over there. That's the tunnel we went through on the way up. Nice flowers here. Joe's in front of me. And that's Douglas Creek over there. Pardon the bouncing, but this is the old section of trail. It's pretty rough in places. Again, like I said, we're on the Sinton Trail. Give you a little back view there. And they got these 1-inch cracks all the way across in this old asphalt. And we don't have front suspension on our trikes. We have rear suspension, although it doesn't really seem to do a whole lot of good. If they're, if there's sharp bumps all the way across, well, it pretty much bounces you around no matter what. But one nice thing about the Sinton Trail, it is more wooded. That's Douglas Creek on the other side of the weeds, but there's hardly any water, and it's just been dry for the last 3 days. We're not complaining because it's been wet for the last 3 months. So we'll take these 3 hot days. And the afternoon rains are supposed to be back by Friday and Saturday, so it's not like they'll be gone for very long. This is a new section they put in here because this retaining wall where the fence is there's a retaining wall on the other side of the trees, and that literally got wiped out on a flood a couple of years back. So they built this new Rock Creek basin in, and they went ahead and concreted this part instead of re-asphalting. So you can see it's all the work they did. It's like that all the way back. Like I said, this is the fun part of the ride. Sinton Trail is a constant uphill grade all the way up to where it runs into Foothills Trail at 30th Street and Garden of the Gods Road. Not Garden of the Gods, but Garden of the Gods Road. If you turn onto Foothills, that takes you past the real Garden of the Gods the city park, and the trail will take you right by the entrance, actually. Yeah, I give you, like I said, this trail has lots of greenery. And it's called the Sinton Trail because, the Sinton Dairy used to be just down the road here, and they owned a lot of the land on the lower part of the Sinton Trail, and they also owned. They have Sinton Pond, which you can't see because you have to climb up a retaining embankment to be able to actually check it out. Howdy. But yeah, nice bench. There's several benches on this one. A lot of our trails don't have any benches or restrooms or anything, which is kind of sad. A few of them though do, This one here is a nice one because it's got benches for people to sit. Because it's really popular with walkers and what we call doggers, which is people walking their dog, of course. Give you a little tires level view. Well, we're going to hit what we call the wobble bumps, because it makes your head wobble like a bobble doll, you know. So these are the bobble bumps. Howdy. Yeah, like I said, that's Douglas Creek down there, but it isn't doing much right now. I'm not really sure that Douglas Creek is any more than a, you know, a drainage setup. But it at least looks a little more like a creek than your normal drainage they have here. Okay, we got more bobbles because you can see where the tree roots have really torn it all up. Got a bit of an uphill here. Yeah, the only bad thing about this particular handheld camera mount is that the plate is actually very adjustable, but it doesn't it snaps into, you know, the cog gear, but it doesn't snap in real hard. So it can move kind of all by itself, at least a little bit. It's not much, but I'll show you a picture of my cockpit here. I got my bike computer GPS and my phone and my twin water bottles. And we, as you can see from Joe's bike, we've got flags and bags, and that's her wingman. Thank you. Okay, we're waiting to get across Chestnut Street here, which can be really busy at times. Not too bad today. It was a bit busier when we crossed over it the first time. But it is heading towards afternoon. But like I said, the main idea behind this video was to see if this clear case would make it so there was less wind noise. Because on the not the next video that's up, but well, actually no, it will be the next video that's up. But that's come to think about it, that's a different video. And the next one after the one that's scheduled for today at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time will be the trip up here we took yesterday. And there are some places where the wind, when I was making the video, the wind noise is terrible. Howdy. Good, thank you. Hello? I'm not sure why, but this part of Douglas Creek always has water in it. There must be a little bit of a spring someplace. Or Sinton Pond is on the other side of all these trees. And maybe there's a small, you know, outlet that goes from Sinton Pond over to Douglas Creek underneath the cement somewhere. That's all I can think of. So like I said, this end always has a little water. Whereas you could see by that other end, there's a lot of times it doesn't have any water at all. Go ahead, Joe. Yeah, probably. Not sure what time it is. Yeah, we probably should head for the barn, being that it's 2 o'clock. It's funny, you know, today has not felt as bad as yesterday. Yesterday we think we might have picked up a little touch of heat stroke because, man, it was hot. But we'll see, because we have a 1.2 mile walk back home once we get the trikes to the to the shed. Under a railroad bridge here. That's pretty cool. Looks like we got some guys panning for gold or something. I wouldn't imagine there'd be any gold in there, but you can kind of see, like I said, for some reason this part of Douglas Creek has water. So it must be because of Sinton Pond, because that's the only other water source. Oh, there's a gigantic dog. Gigantic. Good morning. Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Now we got to cross a very busy street. This is Mark Dabbling Boulevard, and we're getting off the Sinton and onto the Monument Valley Trail / Pikes Peak Greenway. And this goes along Fountain Creek. Right now we're heading into the Rick Goose Gossage Sports Complex. You baseball people probably know who Goose Gossage was, at least you older folks. Now, I'm not a baseball person, but he was a native of Colorado Springs, and they basically built all this center in his honor. There's a train coming by. Little park, a couple of picnic tables, and more. There's about 3 or 4 baseball diamonds on this side, and then another 3 or 4 baseball diamonds on the other side of Mark Dabbling, plus a couple of soccer fields thrown in there too. Give you a little distance shot of Joe there. That's Fountain Creek down there. That's not a real good spot to see. We'll come up on a pretty good spot here pretty soon. Let's just switch hands here so I can gear up a little bit. This has a slight downhill grade, as you can. There's one of the baseball fields. Pikes Peak up there. Got some clouds above it right now. Don't think it's going to rain today, even with those clouds, because the atmosphere is really dry and it's pretty close to 90 degrees or maybe even 90 degrees. And we get what they call virga, which is where the clouds will come over and they'll look like they're rain clouds. They'll look like they're going to rain, but they don't, because the rain actually evaporates before it hits the ground. There's a little better view of Fountain Creek down there. Again, there's Joe's wingman. That's Stuart the Minion. It's kind of a cool story. We were walking to go to the pharmacy, and I can't remember if I saw him or Joe saw him, but one of us saw Stuart in the road on Fillmore Street, which is a really busy street. And there was no kids around, so we picked him up, and Joe adopted him. So he's been on our trike for quite a while now. So Joe always has a wingman. I have a little fox on the back of mine, and that's because many years ago when we rode motorcycles, we went to a soldiers suicide prevention run, and the mascot for suicide prevention was a little fox. Now we're under the Fillmore Street Bridge, and I take it Joe wants a drink, so I got to switch hands here so I can get one. Yeah, it is a very warm day. I have no idea what the go ahead. You know what kind of picture this older camera takes. I have to admit, with the GoPro 3, I was very impressed with the picture that it took. You know, the quality of the picture. Sadly, it didn't have didn't have stabilization, and neither does this one. But to be honest with you, my my $30 Amazon special Campark 4K Ultra had a better, it could shoot at better, faster speeds, but its EIS system, and it had one, was absolutely pathetic. It was no good at all. And the picture quality, you know, because plastic body camera, plastic lens, you know, where this one is a steel or aluminum body and camera, and the lens, I believe, it looks like glass. It could be plastic, but it looks like glass. The only problem is that it's shooting through a plastic case. So it's not going to be like as clear as the GoPro 3 without the case. The other mount that I have is a non-covered. And it, oh crap. And it doesn't have a, gentlemen, not having a good day. Little park here. This is oh, what is the name of this park? This whole area, when Colorado Springs was really young, was actually a whole different town. Oh, Roswell. This is Roswell Park, you know, like the famous alien thing in New Mexico. But this was the little town of Roswell, Colorado. So this is this little area right here is what's left of it. But now, of course, it's been incorporated into Colorado Springs. So it's yeah, going up a steep hill. I have a big old Ford truck behind me, so trying to speed up a little bit. Okay, he parked. I'm good. Whew, man. Well, like I said, though, you know, yesterday I think you might have got a little touch of heat stroke, and it was like 92. You know, even stopping in the shade, and we carry a lot of water. We carry two 24-ounce insulated bottles of water, and we usually go through both of them on a 15 to 20 mile ride, because then we've already, when we were at Whataburger, we filled them up with ice and water. So yeah, we do hydrate. Now, supposedly this camera is good for about 2 hours, battery-wise, but you do have to realize that this is a really old camera. So, car back. It turned. I'm gonna get up here so Joe can say hi.
Hello.
We're gonna turn on Wood now, Wood Avenue, because this is how we get over to our storage unit. Got to remember to keep the camera higher than the phone. Go ahead. Okay, we got a big bump here, so. Okay, so now we're on Wood Avenue. We were on Polk Street, P-O-L-K. You know that's Polk Street. Okay, I know. That's a sad reference to an old song called Polk Salad Annie. So if you've never heard it, check it out on Google, as they say. Polk Salad Annie. Old rock and roll blues song. And so yeah, like I said, as we say it, we're heading for the barn, which means we're heading for the storage unit. And we keep our trikes in the storage unit because we live in a second-story apartment, and you know, trikes are actually not real light. And these are actually lighter than a lot of them. These trikes without the e-assist system like Joe has are about 32 to 34 pounds. 34 to 36 probably. And this is Fillmore Street here. Very busy. Massively, actually probably over busy. So I'm probably going to end the video here, and just want to say thanks a lot for watching. A big shout out to our subscribers. We really do appreciate you guys and gals for hanging in there with us. And go, 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 go. Click on the bell logo to be notified of, I don't see anybody behind us. The bell logo to be notified of our next new video coming up. And if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up, you know, in the comment section. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down and leave a note in the comments so I can see if there's anything I can do to correct it. You know, most of the time I'm limited by, well, I'll be blunt, I'm limited by finances and older equipment. So, but if there's a way I can fix it, or hey, if you got any good ideas, okay, you know, if there's something you know that I don't know about old GoPros that can make things more steady and shoot better pictures or shoot better videos, please let me know. I'd love to. I'm still learning. I've only been doing these videos for a little while, probably, well, I mean, it's probably 2 to 3 years, but the GoPros I just got, The one I got maybe 2 months ago at the most. And this one I just got a week ago. Actually, I got it earlier this week. Well, no, that wouldn't be right. Yeah, earlier this week, yeah. So, I'm learning. The reason I went with the older GoPro, though, is this one has the attachment. I guess with the original older GoPros, they didn't come with a back screen, you know, where you could actually see what you're shooting. You had to buy an extra attachment. Well, the other one that I had didn't have the attachment, so you couldn't see what you were shooting. You just had to aim and hope. But this one here, this older GoPro Zero, actually has a viewing attachment on the back. So I'm actually getting to see what I'm doing. Kinda. It's a little hard to see out in the sun. But as far as I can tell, it's still taking pictures, so they're still taking video. Okay, so like I said, we're going to call it a day here in a minute. And, well, I don't know if this thing's actually recording or not. It's not like the other one. The other one, you know, would tell you, you know, how much time it took. This one doesn't. It's still flashing 002. So there may not even be a video. It may have gone to picture mode because this one's different than the 3. So I'm going to stop here in the shade before we go into the unit and go ahead and turn it off. Okay, so hey, just remember, ride low, ride slow, ride recumbent, and even better, recumbent trike. Bye, y'all.